welcome to the webinar, which is related to the, as I say, shifting minds. I personally love a lot your brand name, which is a mind shift, and welcome to the real estate paradigm shifts webinar. And today we have amazing guests coming directly from Mind Shift, and our main speakers are Khalid Kaljerdi and Omar Samad. Thanks very much, gentlemen. Thanks for coming. Before we start, I would like to say a few words about Dubai Real Estate Institute. All right, so Dubai Real Estate Institute, it's first of all, one of the main important arm of Dubai Land Department. Why it's so important? Because the main goal of Dubai Real Estate Institute is to certify and educate real estate professionals. So literally anyone who is somehow related to the real estate, somehow working in the real estate industry, he should be certified by Dubai Real Estate Institute, right? So he will get graduated from Dubai Real Estate Institute, then he will go to the market, and then he will start providing the services. So that's why it's like one of the crucial educational arm in the real estate. All right. So the main vision of the Dubai Real Estate Institute, I have a certain points that I should deliver to the audience, is to become the leading international benchmark in spreading and sustaining the real estate knowledge. So what I personally like about Dubai Real Estate Institute, I'm myself one of the trainers there, that it literally provides real estate education in all possible languages. So there's a Chinese courses, there's a Russian courses. I myself a Russian, for Russian audiences, I'm a trainer. So there's Arabic courses, and whatever related to the real estate, if we'll talk about, for example, property management, like brokerage business, owners associations, like issuing ejaras, like literally anything you can imagine related to the real estate, Dubai Real Estate Institute will give you knowledge of this and will give you a proper, valid government certificate. So you can, boom, get a job and perform well at your work. And in Dubai Real Estate Institute, we would like to invite a great people who can bring value, who can just add some value, give a value to audiences, to all the students. We're doing these webinars, including you and other companies, other regulating companies. This is what we are doing. And this webinar is only for those who have subscribed to Dubai Real Estate Institute. And I would like to welcome everyone here. All right. So I'm very excited, guys, to listen to you. Because I think you have got really a lot of interesting stuff to share and to speak about. So I think we start.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much. So Khalid or Omar?
So I can start off. Ahmed, thank you so much for introducing us and introducing Dubai Real Estate.
Right.
First of all, thank you everybody for attending, everybody from Dubai Real Estate, everybody from the Mind Shift team, and all the attendees that are listening to us. I'm going to be starting off with giving you guys a little bit of perspective and introducing Khalid, who is going to then take you through the rest of the session today. So first of all, I want to introduce Mind Shift, and a lot of you who already know Mind Shift know that it's been founded in Dubai, and everybody here is listening in and knows the value of getting a proper education and knows how much, sharpening the edge is important in our industry and how you can make a difference when you are well educated. But the difference between Mindshift and other educational companies is they try to, we try to bring out a mental shift, a way to change perspective and be able to make a small adjustment that will make a big difference in your careers in whatever industry and whatever career you're in. And so it's the invitation to know who you need to become versus what is it that you need to do and how you need to show up. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Omar Samad. I'm the managing partner of Mindshift Canada and also the broker of record and a business and an owner of a brokerage in Canada, in Toronto. So I started selling real estate when I was around 18 years old. That was over a decade ago. And I was new to Canada at the time and also studying for my mechanical engineering degree that I finished, that I've completed. At that time, I was extremely hungry and extremely relentless. I was ready to do whatever it takes to to get myself started in the industry. And I had that energy, that push that I have to thank to getting me where I am. But the real interesting thing is that that was not, I was operating from a place of fear and survival, and my mindset wasn't set in a level to take me to the growth that I needed to get to. And I wish somebody at that time taught me the right kind of mindset that I needed to establish in order to acquire that kind of growth and abundance in the real estate industry. So what we're bringing into the table here is to give you guys a small snippet or a little bit of an idea of what is the mindset that you need in order to be able to create the goals that you have and accomplish the goals that you have. I'll tell you the biggest lesson that I had in the industry. I've been in it for over 10 years, around 12 years that I've been in the industry. The biggest lesson that I had was, while you're working, you need to have fun. You need to have fun. You need to love what you do. And there's a saying that if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong, right? And I don't think people really understand the magnitude of the word you need to have fun, because you need to not only enjoy what you do, but you need to love yourself for doing that. You need to love yourself for making a difference and a change in people's lives. And that's where loving what you do really, really starts to deepen. And building deeper relationships with people, creating a culture around you with the people that work with you, having a creative mindset and thinking of ways to be able to make a difference and influence people differently. That's when you start to have fun and start to really invest in yourself in the real estate industry, from my personal experience at least. So ask yourself take some time to ask yourself, what is it that you really love in what you do? What is it that you really enjoy in what you're doing to your clients? Ask yourself how you can do more of that. How can you do more of what you love? How can you focus your business around what you love to do and how you offer your services? The other part that's also very important is believing in yourself. And that's the biggest change. You find people that come into the industry and they have a ton of skill and a ton of potential, but they don't believe in themselves at the beginning. And it's usually a huge transition to getting to a place where you believe in yourself. Believing in yourself, knowing that you are the best person to serve this buyer or this seller, like talking to them and knowing deep inside that I'm the one person who's going to make a big difference in your life. And the secret to doing that is you don't need to persuade anyone. You need to persuade yourself. The only person that you need to persuade is your own self. And that's all you need to convince. People generally are trying to think of, what is it that that person wants to hear, instead of thinking about what is it that I can bring to the table. And that's a big difference. That's a big difference in mindset. So I'll tell you a little example of how we were able to really enforce, the self-belief. Is we opened this initiative called Wealth Partnership Creation, or Wealth Creation Partnerships. And what that was is it's a long-term investment in our clients, where we enrolled our clients in a 10-year vision of how they can create wealth. And we partnered up with a financial therapist, a financial planner, and we set people on an educational, a mentorship journey where they can continue to acquire wealth. Now, that's a little bit outside the box, but what you end up doing is you start to create repeat business, you start to create referral, you start to create that sense of, I'm dealing with someone who's a consultant. Even when we're in the midst of COVID, that consultant can advise me to take certain investments. And, it's almost like COVID proof, or almost a pandemic proof solution, because people start to trust you. And we all know in the real estate industry that at any time, there's always an opportunity for someone, right? But most people don't have the knowledge, so they get steered off by fear and they hold the brakes, and they stop themselves from making any real important, real estate decisions. And also, it's very worth mentioning that anybody in the real estate industry knows that we are in the relationship business. We're not in the home business. We're not in the home buying business. We're in the business of building deeper relationships with people. And how do you do that? You do that and you win people by honesty, integrity, and authenticity, right? Make that the brand. Make that your brand. Don't waste your time guessing what people want to hear. Don't focus on impressing people. You need to know that you're the professional and they're coming to you. They're coming to you and they want your approval. You don't want their approval. It's the opposite way. So these small mind shifts are so necessary in you being able to get to your dream in real estate, which is an amazing industry. It's super lucrative. It allows people to really express themselves, you know, by being in close contact, belly to belly with people, right?
Right.
And, you know, make it your brand. People don't like to be sold. People don't like to be told. They're already overwhelmed with 1,000 different marketing ads. And what that does, and what Khalid is going to expand on a lot more, it's actually one of the things that I learned in Khalid's talk that I loved, is people get into this autopilot zone where they stop listening, right? They're just doing and they stop listening. And the best way to be able to get into their minds and get their attention is through authenticity and through telling them the truth. This is when they stop and they're like, oh, we're hungry for truth, because all we see are these marketing ads, social media, texts and emails everywhere, right? Where everybody's trying to sell us something. So communicate with authenticity, and you will get your clients to a present moment where they're really attentive and they're really listening to you. And then give them the same, you know, reciprocate the same thing, reciprocate your presence. That is the biggest gift you can give your client, is being present with them. Being present with them. People are hungry for presence. What is being present? It's the highest level of respect. It's the highest level of appreciation when you can sit with someone and look at their face and say that in this moment, I only care about you. I am listening to you. And to some people, it's almost an instant way to disrespect them if you don't. Right? Who remembers a moment where you were talking to someone and they were looking on their phone, or they were thinking about something else? Who remembers a moment like that? How did you feel? You felt really disrespected. And so it's very important to realize that investing in, you know, knowing how to give your clients that presence, making them feel really important in the journey. I'll tell you an example of something we do. One thing that we do is, not only do we really listen to our clients in the business, but we also record their journey. We capture their journey through videos, the different milestones of their purchase, or the different milestones of their sale. And we edit that video. We give it to them as a gift, as a token, of appreciation, telling them that we were listening, that we really care, and that we're really listening to everything that you guys went through. And guess what they do? They usually share that on social media, and their friends who are hungry for the same kind of presence, they end up picking up on that, and it's like, whoa, we want to use that. We want to have an agent who really listens, right? So these are the different ways that you're able to tap into, and it's not about how to do it. It's all about how you're enjoying the moment of being in your business, realizing that there's a huge opportunity, realizing that you're serving many people, that people are going to make life-altering decisions thanks to you, right? And then you start getting creative on what is it that we can really do to really shine and make a difference in people's lives. I wanna also just kind of, to conclude what I want to say before I pass you guys on to Khalid, I want to talk about the difference between a relationship-based business and a transaction-based business. Transaction-based business, it's a linear growth process where, you know, it's directly proportional to the marketing money that you invest. You invest more marketing money, you grow more, right? Versus a relationship-based business, it's something that continues to grow, and nobody can take it away with you. These relationships continue to feed more business to you. They continue to pour in so much warm leads, people who trust you instantly. And then you spend your marketing dollars on making them happy. You spend your marketing dollars on on giving them gifts and on making them feel appreciated, on selling their homes by marketing it in the right places, instead of spending that money in getting clients. It's a whole different world. And in the decade that I've been in the business, that was the biggest difference in how to show up that really set us apart from all other competition in the real estate industry in Toronto. Finally, Khalid, he's going to, I know I've listened to Khalid before and I'm a big fan of Khalid.
Yeah, Omar, thank you so much. Thanks very much. Omar, I've actually got 2 questions, but I really would like to hear your opinion about this.
Absolutely.
By the way, guys, those who are watching, you can send me questions, or you can send it to the Dubai Real Estate Institute host in private message, so then we will ask. All right, the first question that I really want to know, for example, I love what you said, and some people might ask, for example, where to get this motivation from? All what you're saying, it's so brilliant, it's so important, it's so crucial. For example, let's say someone who doesn't have this motivational power, what would you advise, Omar? Where to get this motivation? Where to get this drive?
Listen to Khalid Jurdi. That's how you get it.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. So to answer your question, Ahmed, no, at the beginning of my journey, when I first started off, I was
operating. Wake up every morning. What makes you wake up every morning and do what you're doing, right? Not to sleep till afternoon.
A big part of it is appreciation. Really taking the time to appreciate what you've accomplished so far. People forget about the wins. They focus on the losses most of the time, and that's how they continue to slow down. But if you really keep record of the wins that you're making, which are a lot more than you expect, and you write down, 5 to 10 different things that you appreciate from the day before, it automatically sets you up and gets you ready. But that's not the main thing. It's, when I first started, it was about fear. It was about being motivated by fear. I needed to be able to find a way because I had to, right? Now it's about helping people. Now it's about seeing that family that, was so appreciative, that they left us an amazing testimonial, or they gave the seller a gift because because of how great that experience was. Or these are the small things that really motivate me, Ahmed.
Right. Interesting. Second question, it's really, I'm not asking it in sake of asking, but I really like, from you, I would like to know who's professional in that. I wrote them down. So how to overcome fear? Let's say if I have some fear of failure, let's say, how can I overcome it?
You don't overcome fear. Fear will never go away. Fear will always be there. But instead of, look at fear as a cloud that you have to pass through. Look at fear, enjoy the moment of looking down, while you're flying in an airplane and going towards fear. Because anytime you're feeling fear, it's your body telling you you're just about to grow. And if you stop that growth by pushing the brakes and saying, no, I want to postpone, or I want to do it later, you never experience that growth. Instead, look at it. Yeah.
All right, interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you, Omar. I'm sorry that I dragged you with these 2 questions. All right, so let's, Khalid, I'll get 2 questions for you too.
Thank you. Thank you, Omar. That was a good refresher. It helped me really get present to what's really important. And what really makes a difference is really love what you do. That's number one. It's such a basic yet profound foundation for success, is love what you do. And the second thing is believe in yourself, because our biggest enemy is that little voice in our head that just nonstop talking, and the fear that arises from that. And of course, nothing would last for a long time without integrity and honesty. So all these are like the foundations for success. And of course, as a strategy and skills for that, Omar, it's, relationship based rather than transactional based. We're done from, the times where you just, do one transaction and now, on your way, even like, car lots where they used to do a lot of transactional, now they're building relationships with their clients. So, that old paradigm of transactional based selling, it's completely gone. And now we're stepping into, the relationship selling, and that's what's going to feed you for a lifetime. So thanks for the reminder, Omar. Thank you, Ahmed, for the opportunity to be here with you at DREI. Thank you, Shadi and Sarah, for giving me the opportunity to be in front, give value, to be of service. And I want to thank Rosa for arranging the whole thing and just like talking to me like last minute yesterday. We're figuring things out. Of course, my beautiful sister Amani for always being on my back, being my biggest cheerleader, and help my brand director and marketing director. And I want to thank, of course, the panel, everybody here being here today with us. I don't see your beautiful faces, but I'm assuming that you're listening to us. Going through COVID, it has put a barrier between people, to be here, together. However, thanks to the technology that we have, that we actually can see one another and be able to connect with each other's energy, because at the end of the day, it's all energy. So if you're able and willing to put your camera on, that would, be a gift to us and to me to be able to give you and reciprocate that energy back. And if not, for makeup purposes or whatever, I totally understand. Anyway. So today I'm going to be talking to you about selling, about sales when it comes to real estate specifically. And the thing is with sales, how many of you would like to help people? I heard that a lot. How many of you like to help people by show of hands? Okay, good, thank you. And how many of you would like to make more money? Thank you. I see your face, Neil. Thank you. So how many of you would like to help people and make a lot of money at the same time? Okay, good. Thank you. So, my name is Khalid Jardi. I go with Cal. I've been living in the US for the past 20 years, and I work with highly successful real estate agents and brokers who at times struggle with, meeting the sales goals. Maybe they're frustrated with their team that they're not pulling their own weight. Or could be doing good, but they want to do great. For the past 10 years, I've helped thousands and thousands of people, increase their sales and income by at least 25% within 6 months period. I work with companies such as in the Middle East, Al Mazrou'i Group, in the Saudi Arabia, Al Turki family, and here in the US, Zappos, Arizona Correctional Industries, LinkedIn, and many, small companies and even, entrepreneurs. So, but today is not about me. Today is about you. Ahmed, how much time do we have still? My part?
Till 5 p.m. we'll have a time. So, yeah. So it's like 4:23. Yeah. Till 5 p.m.
Okay. So right now it's 4:23 your time. Till what time? Till 5?
Till 5 p.m. Yeah.
Till 5. Okay, so I have so I'm gonna give some questions and answers part. So maybe I have like 30 minutes. Is that fair to say? Around 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Very good. So I never had a talk for only 30 minutes, so I'm gonna try to squeeze everything in 30 minutes. I'm gonna skip my a lot of things about things that I've done and things like that. I'm just gonna get straight to the topic of sales. So. Are you able to give me a host? Just want to share a short video here on my part. Would that be possible, Ahmed?
DREI host, please.
Yeah.
Can you please access?
Yeah. I just want to share a short video here, if it's possible. If not, we'll just
probably just a share screen, right?
Yeah. Share screen. I'm not able to do that because I'm not the host.
That's great.
I'll just also text in WhatsApp to make sure.
All right. Let's see here.
Yeah. Can you check now?
No. So we'll just not worry about it. We'll just not worry about it. So I want to invite you first, to ask questions. So I would like to, create, some interaction that's going on, that will happen here on this call. Basically, at some point, when I'm, asking some questions, I will hope that you can give me some answers. I'll stop certain things and then maybe you can fill in the blanks. I just want to give some energy, because one thing that I learned in sales is the following. If there's one thing you want to take away out of this talk is the following, right? Sales wires.
Khalid, it should be now active. Once you're ready, you can share it.
Okay.
Khalid, it should be allowed now. Whenever you're fine, you can share it. All right?
All right. Yeah, I see it now. Thank you, Ahmed. All right. So, as you can see here, sales requires what, please?
Energy.
Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Sales requires what?
Energy.
That's right. Requires energy. So, how many of you have children by any chance?
I do.
Okay, great. How many of you were a child at some point?
I'm still a child at
How many of
61.
you are still children? That's right, Neil.
Still am.
You and I, yes. So, with children, they have a lot of energy. They, at the end of the day, if you're tired, if your energy is low, your children the energy is high. If they want something, they can convince you of that. Who would usually win, you or your child?
Child.
Child, right? Why? Because they have higher energy. Now, we're not talking about this energy is like, oh, you gotta go sell, you gotta buy this is a great property. That's not the kind of energy we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about a grounded energy where you actually know you're being of service, you believe in yourself, like Omar was saying, you love what you do, and you have a system in sales that you're not in your head, you're able to be present with your customer, just like Omar also said, being present. The best gift you can give to someone is not gift of present, not giving them a present, is the gift of presence. That is the best gift they can give to someone. Okay. Now, so can we agree that we're gonna keep it energy high for the next
high level energy?
Minutes? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So. All right. So during my process, I mean, I've been here for 20 years in the U.S. and I went to engineering like Omar did. And the funniest in the Middle East, if you're not a doctor, engineer, or an attorney, they don't consider you educated. So automatically by default, I went into engineering to Arizona State University, graduated in 2006, and yet I realized that I am not fond of being an employee. I looked around me, the people that have the freedom, okay, the freedom, they are either salespeople, they are business owners, entrepreneurs, they have the most freedom. And when I talk about freedom, is doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, as long as it's legal and ethical, of course, right?
Yeah, freedom.
So that's what I wanted. That's right, Neil. So that's what I wanted. I wanted that freedom. So therefore, I started my own business. I was in the car industry at the time, and was buying and selling elite luxury cars. And I was I bought this nice home, and driving all these nice cars. I would go on vacation. For a 27 years old at the time, I was living the American dream. That's why I came to America. And I'm originally from Lebanon. I was born in Saudi Arabia, and I grew up in Lebanon. I'm Lebanese by origin. And here I am now, I'm living this American dream. That's exactly what I wanted. It's what I envisioned to myself, before I come here. How many of you have dreams that you envision yourself, accomplishing in your life? Great, thank you. So with that, until life hits you on the back sometimes, I stopped appreciating what I have. I started going through the motion, just running. And I stopped appreciating what I have. And as a result, 2008 came, and what happened to the whole world? The big recession. How many of you remember the big recession? By show of hands, yes.
I've remembered a few of them.
Yeah, you do a few of them, Neil. Yeah,
I'm 61, so I've seen a few.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a big toll on everybody. So within 2 years, I lost my house. I got a foreclosure letter. I lost my business, my savings, and I was just I hit rock bottom, completely gone. Everything's gone. Everything that I worked so hard for is just gone. Okay.
Yeah.
And I looked around me, and I'm looking around me, and I see like, it's like a tree, right? imagine this is a tree, right? Or balaha, okay? And you got like, if this is tree, like what are those?
Those are your branches.
The dates.
Branches. And what are these here?
Fruits.
Sorry.
Fruits, right? So I'm looking at these fruits around me at the time, and these fruits were like so saggy. They're stale. They don't look good. They don't taste good. It's like everything around me falling apart, right? I was just hitting rock bottom. I lost everything, and I was like looking at myself, like, why everything around me just doesn't look good, doesn't taste good, doesn't feel good. What have I done? And I start blaming the economy, blaming the president, blaming the banking system, just being in this victim mentality, just pointing fingers and pointing everything outside of myself. And then, do you think by like washing these fruits or cleaning these fruits or maybe praying for these fruits, do you think that's going to make a lot of difference for these fruits? No, right?
No.
What are you going to be working on? Well, what are you going to be working? If you order to change the fruits, what are you going to be working on?
You've got to be working on something that's going to sell. So if you're working on the fruits, you've got to make sure the fruits, people want them.
Yes, and what would that be?
It's your fruits. It's either your...
Yes, which would be the what, Neil? You're right.
Root.
What is it?
You got to start eating the roots.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you got the fruits of your labor. You've got to...
Exactly. So in order for us to change the roots, we got to be working on the fruits. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And that's where my journey really started, in the journey of personal development. It's working on the roots. There's nothing outside of us. Our inner world changes our outer world. Everything is a reflection of how we think inside. And that was a big aha for me at the time. And that's where my journey started. And, fast forward, where I am today is I dedicated my life for personal development. And in order for us to get more personal development, in order to help a lot of people, help myself, I got to help a lot of people. How many of you like to help a lot of people? By show of hands. Yes? Okay, very good. Excellent. Thank you. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you, now that I am able to share my screen, I'm going to share with you this short video about sales because we don't have much time here. So by the way, before we keep going, there's one thing that I want to ask from you, that at this call, we're not selling anything, okay? We're nothing here to sell, right? All what we're asking from you is towards the end of this talk, towards the end, okay? There's only one decision really that we got to make. And that is if you want to talk to us or not, okay? That's the only decision you're gonna make, right? And if you want to talk to us, that means that you invite us, Mindshift, and you and your organization, where we can sit down and we can talk about opportunities where we can be of service, for training and coaching and whatnot. But that's the only decision you're gonna make, is you want to talk to us. All right. Before we start, is everybody comfortable with that? Is everybody okay with that?
We're all comfortable.
Okay. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate your support and reciprocating my energy.
Well, yourself.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right now, and I'm gonna play the short video. I'm sure plenty of you're familiar with this movie that I'm gonna be playing from. And let's see here. There we go. All right. There we go. A, B, C. A always be. There you go. There we go. All right, let's make it bigger.
We can't see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make it bigger. Okay, perfect. There we go. And okay, so I'm sharing my screen right now. And ready, go. All right, you can see my screen?
Yeah, we're on.
All right. A, B, C.
A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
How many of you remember that?
Yeah,
How many of you know which? How many of you remember that movie? Yes? It's just like, this is, what does that say? This is more like, this is the stigma that we have about salespeople. Always be closing.
Yeah.
You gotta be this alpha, you gotta be this, super confident, super looking down at people sometimes. You gotta be not you in order for you to be succeeding in sales. And that is the stigma that we have around a lot of about salespeople. How many of you have that stigma about salespeople? By show of hands. Yes? Okay.
I have the stigma.
What's that?
Yeah, I have the stigma regarding when you say you're closing a deal. In sales, usually it's close, close, close.
Right. And as a result, you push people away and become pushy.
Yeah,
you become kind of manipulative, all that
Correct.
stuff. So I'm gonna ask you right now. All right. So consider sales is more like a dance, right? So it's you got the salesperson, you got the prospect. They're kind of like a salesperson make a move. The prospect makes a move back. So it's more like a dance, right? So let me ask you this: if the salesperson, if the prospect knows how to dance, but the salesperson doesn't know how to dance, who's leading?
Yeah, you're going to be both at the other end of the ballroom floor. One will be on one side of the dance floor, and the other will be at the other.
That's exactly right. So they'll be separated. It's not going to be together because the prospect knows how to dance. The salesperson doesn't know how to dance. So the prospect is leading. The same thing. If the prospect, knows how to dance, but the salesperson doesn't know to dance, as well, also the prospect is going to be, leading. So for that purpose, would it make sense to learn how to dance? Would it make sense to learn how to sell? Would it make sense to have a system in place so that you can get out of your head and be present with your prospect?
For sure.
Exactly. That is why it's so important to have a system. Now, from you, I want to hear from you, what is the system that you use? I'm going to be your secretary right now, and just help me understand, what's step number one when it comes to sales? What's step number one?
I think, in my opinion, I've been very lucky. Before I joined Mindshift, I'd worked in property and real estate and valuation for 41 years. Mm-hmm. So I actually had one of the first RERA cards. But in my opinion is, if you're going to step one, is you've got to understand what your client's needs are. You've got to build a relationship with the client, and you've also got to be completely open and completely honest, have integrity with your client, and you'll always keep that client, in my opinion.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you. Everybody give Neil a big round of applause. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate the energy. So now, yes, so like Neil was saying, step number one in the selling system is, you want to know if there's an interest first, right? It makes sense. You want to know if that person is interested. So what we call it in the sales world is generating interest, right? So I'm going to call it interest. Right. Thank you. And you also said something else is you want to find out their needs. What do they need, right?
They want.
So that's step number one is you want to find out what their needs are. So what that means is, do they need the product or service? Do they need a property right now? Do they need to move? Do they need by when? All these needs, you want to find out, if they, what do they need? And if there's a need, then what's step number three? Now you know that they're interested. You know that they have a need that you can offer them solution for. Now, what's step number three?
So you're speaking to me, yeah. Step number three.
I'm speaking to everybody. Please jump in.
Right. Sorry.
I see we have Madame Hind is on the call. We see Miss Asil is on the call. Mira, just jump in. Shadi Hasbini, am I saying it right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So just please, guys, jump in. So what's step number three?
Solution. Providing a solution.
Yeah, providing a solution. That would we call it in the world of sales. It's like you want to present your value-added solution, which we call it the presentation. Yes, that's the presentation. Right. So that's a presentation. Excellent. Thank you. That's your presentation. That's when you provide your added value solution. That's when you show them the property. That's when you give them, where is it located, and how much does it cost and all that stuff. That's when you present them. You give them a tour. That's your presentation. And now, after you give them the presentation, okay, what do?
You got to do the deal.
What?
Answer their questions or concerns.
Okay, very good. Excellent. That's right. If they have any questions or concerns, you answer it. Absolutely. And then what? What do?
You close it, either yes or no.
You close. That's right. You close, right? So you close. So you ask for you give the presentation, and then step number 4 is you do what? You want to close, right? So you close. Great. Perfect. Now, when you close, does everybody buy?
No.
No.
And I wish it would be the case, right? Not everybody buys.
It'd be easy.
What do they give you when you try to close? Not everybody buy. What do they give you?
Let me think about it.
Let me think about it. I also call it a form of objections, right? To give them objections. So some of the objections are, okay. Okay, so yell them out. I want to listen to you. What are the objections that you hear?
One
of them I heard is I'm sorry, what is it?
Price is high.
Price is high. Excellent. What else? Price is high.
Wife doesn't like it.
Wife doesn't like it. Price is
There
high.
are repairs required to the property.
The what?
There are repairs required.
Repairs required. Okay, excellent. Thank you. What else?
Wrong timing. Wrong timing.
Wrong timing. Thank you. What else?
The
Service
valuation is less than the purchase price.
Yes, it's
market now.
too
Not the
expensive.
right time.
It's not the right market right now. Okay, not the right time.
I think the wife is the key.
For sure.
No.
There we go. We're just gonna highlight that. So, as you can see, there's like plenty of these objections we can handle. So what do you do as a salesperson for these objections? What do you do with them?
Back.
You handle them. That's right, Ahmad. You
Handle them
these
and
objections.
negotiate.
Okay, so give me an example. What would that example of handling this objection? Let's say his price is too high. What do you say as a sales professional?
Negotiate.
You negotiate. You probably like what? Drop the price, or maybe give him something and else in return. You negotiate, yes? And then back to you.
Price is.
What is it?
Explain why this property has this price.
You explain why the property has price.
Value. Just like show them the value.
Valuation.
Price.
You show them the value so that they can see it's not price, it's about the value. Absolutely. And then you give them back to them. Exactly. Good. They say the wife has she doesn't like it. What do you do with that?
Bring over the wife.
Let me talk to the wife.
Buy me a new dress.
Let me talk to the wife. Let me speak to the wife. Okay, excellent. Good. Thank you.
Let me talk to your boss.
If it's to the boss, exactly. Let's say if they want to say it's not the right timing, how would you handle that?
Give them options.
Don't you think it's a right time?
When will it be a good time? Can I touch base with you in a month or so?
Yeah.
All of that.
The right time.
So great. So check this out, guys. Right. So you're attempting to close. Okay. Attempting to close. They give you objection, and what you do is objection handling back to you, objection handling back to you, objection handling back to you, objection handling back to you. By the time that you're done, okay, are you or your salespeople, are you motivated or are you drained and demotivated?
You've got to be motivated or you'll never close the deal.
Exactly. But after going through all of these objection handling back to you, objection handling, are you motivated or are you drained?
No, you're going to be pumped.
You're
You're going to keep
drained.
pumped.
You're drained.
Yeah.
Now, look, guys, this system, which we call it the buyer's system.
Yeah,
okay?
negotiations.
This is a buyer's system. It works, right?
Yeah,
but it's what? It's too what?
It's draining. It's too drawn out. It's too long.
It's too drawn out, it's too long, and it's too old. By the time that you're starting using the objection handling techniques, they know that they're speaking to a salesperson. For example, I had a call just like, a couple of weeks ago. There's someone says, hey, I'm going to be in your area. I'm going to take a look and give you a free estimate on the glass on the windows on your house. You know, would Wednesday be better or Thursday? And I'm like saying to myself, are you going to be in my area twice? You know, they're using these techniques, and it's automatically going to lift the flag up. It's going to be a red flag. It's going to say what? Salesperson, right?
Correct.
Why? Because step number one, let me share with you what is the seller system, right? So this is a buyer system.
Yeah.
Let me share with you what the seller system is about. Okay? So this is a seller. When the buyer, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to generate interest. What the seller is trying to do is trying to mislead you about interest. So for example, let's say you are a, you know, you're a homeowner, right? Or you're looking to be a homeowner, and the phone rings and tell you, you know, ring, you know, and then say, are you the homeowner? Sir, you know, this is Khalid Jordi with Fearless Transformation. You know, Mr. Neil, are you the homeowner? What do you feel right away? What do you feel right away? Who are you talking to?
You're talking to a salesman.
You're talking to a salesman. So what do? It's like, oh, you know, I'm not the homeowner. Or you hang up the phone, right? Or you think, can you call me back later another time, right? So if you are even at the electronics store and you're walking in and the salesperson come in and they tell you, can I help you? What do you say? What's automatically comes out of your mouth?
I'm just having a look round. I'm just having a look round.
I'm just looking around. I'm just looking around. Why does this happen, guys? Because we don't trust salespeople.
No.
People
And the pressure's
don't
on you.
trust salespeople. There's no trust. So you're trying to generate interest. They're trying to mislead you.
Yeah.
Okay. Step number two. Let's say you pass step number one. You're going to step number two, which is needs, right? You're discovering the needs, what the needs are, and what do the prospects want from you?
Yeah.
They want to know everything that you know. They don't want you to submit proposals. They want you to give them a tour. They want you to give them how much it's going to cost. They want to give them by when. They're going to give you, they want everything that you know. And they also want to know the price, how much it's going to cost, so that what? They can do what with it?
You can use it to negotiate other deals.
Yeah,
exactly, Shadi. They're going to use it so that they can go out there, shop around, and they can use it so they can have leverage over you.
Correct.
And that is what usually happens. So you're trying to you're trying to find out what the needs. They are trying to get what we call it is free consulting.
Yeah.
They're trying to get free consulting from you, okay? Let's say you pass, you give them all that stuff, and now what do is you go to the presentation, which you're trying to tell them, okay, you know, now that you know what you want to do about it, you know, are you going to move forward? They tell you, you know what, Ahmed, this is great. I really like you, Ahmed. You know, I like the company you're working for. I like the property. You know, I just want to go back to the house and talk to my wife and talk to everybody. And I don't see why not. We're gonna move forward. Why don't you call me next week? And then, you know, I'll let you know how we're gonna proceed. But I see that, you know, this is really going very well. And then, you know, you walk away, you're feeling good. Okay, I think you got it. I got one, right? And you walk away, and next week you call them on a Tuesday. Ring, ring, goes to voicemail. Or no answer, right? And then, you know, you send them a WhatsApp, you leave them a message or whatever, no call back. You call them on Wednesday, the same thing, right? Thursday, you call them again, it's like, you leave a message like, hey, I'm sorry we missed you. I know we've been busy, but I'm just checking in on the proposal. I'm checking in on, you know, on the quote, on the property. What do you want to do? Please let me know. Nothing. Okay, so now in the presentation, they try to delay the process. So you're trying to go, you know, to move it forward. They're trying to delay it. Okay, and then when you go for the close, they go in hiding. Yeah, they just disappear. Okay, they hide. Okay, now how many of you have experienced this before? By show of hands.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's not unusual, Shadi. That's not unusual. Most Most salespeople, they go through this because what we call this, now this system works. I mean, I've learned it, I've trained it in the past, it works, but it's too long, it's a lot of effort, and it's tough to stay motivated. It's really tough to stay motivated. And this is what we call it, the traditional selling. That's called traditional selling. So right now, because we don't have much time, since I have like 9 more minutes, I'm just gonna go straight into the new system. The new way of selling, okay? The new way of selling. Now, here's what the new way of selling is. Step number 1 is, we call it the Phoenician method, okay? This is the Phoenician method. This is how we sell. By the way, the Phoenicians, you know, they were merchants. They spread the alphabets all around, and they gave the alphabets to the Greeks in order that, and now we have this language to speak. It came from the Phoenician, and they're great merchants. So, you know, this is why we call it the Phoenician method. Now, what is the Phoenician method? Is number 1, step number 1 in the Phoenician method is what we call it is a pattern interrupt. What's the word, please?
Pattern interrupt.
Pattern interrupt.
Pattern interrupt.
What does that mean? What does that mean, pattern interrupt? So so basically you don't want to, by the way, hold on just 1 second. Remember how this game, anybody played this game about, you know, you say a word and you try to guess it? If I say the word, let's say salesperson, what words would you give me so I can guess that word? What is it? What? Pushy? Clingy? What else? Commission breath? Right? What else? Right? Greedy?
Chasers.
Right?
Chasers.
That's, what is it?
Chasers.
Chasers, exactly, right? Exactly. So that's why step number 1 in the Phoenician method is you want to interrupt that pattern.
You want to break that pattern.
You don't want to look like, sound like, smell like, or taste like a salesperson. Okay? None of that stuff. So let me give you an example instead of like giving. Let me give you an example. So for example, let's say you're making a cold call. Okay? Anybody does make cold calls? By show of hands. Okay. So let's say you're doing a cold call. Typical cold call would be something like this. You know, yes, hello, sir. This is Khalid Jurdi with Fearless Transformation. You know, we're the largest real estate development company brokerage in Dubai, and we want to talk to you about possibly being able to talk to you about getting your property or something around this, right?
Yeah.
Automatically they know that you're a salesperson. So here's what would be pattern interrupt would sound like. Would be like, let's say I'm calling Ahmed, okay? Ring ring.
Hi, I'm speaking.
Ahmed, this is Khalid.
Khalid from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Khalid with Fearless Transformation. I didn't catch you in a bad time, did I?
It's all right. Yeah, this regarding?
Good. Well, thank you. Well, look, if you give me 1 minute, I'll tell you why I'm calling, and then you can decide if you want to talk to me or not. Is that okay?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, great. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable making this call. This is a sales call. I'm with a real estate company. And, we work with highly successful, business owners who are looking for their first time home buying experience. I don't suppose that's something that you're looking into or you're open to hear about, are you?
No, that's really bad market. Khalid, thanks for the call.
Okay. Very good. Just now that it's over and my minute is over, could you tell me a little bit more, why do you suppose it's a bad market?
Because that the prices have reduced. I already lost on my investment, Khalid. So I think better to buy next year.
Okay, very good. And so you're saying because you lost a lot of investment, and that's the reason. First, I'm sorry to hear that you lost a lot of investment, Ahmed. And a lot of people that we work with, they lost a lot of investment too, and that must really, really hurt. I'm just curious, if we were able to find a way. I'm not sure if we're able to help you yet, but if we're able to find a way that's gonna help you gain your investment back and make money, is that something you'd be open for having a conversation on for like an hour talk?
So you can send me the details. I have a WhatsApp number on the same phone. Just drop me the details. Drop me the offer. I have a WhatsApp on the same number. You said your name is Khalid, right?
Yes.
So can you drop me in WhatsApp?
You know what? I'll be happy to drop you WhatsApp, but
Thank you so much.
I have so much information. It will be like more like, throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping something is gonna stick. However, if you give me out of your time, 45 minutes, we can meet in person or we can meet through Zoom, and we can, ask you some questions and you can ask me some questions, and towards the end we can decide that if it makes any sense. Or we just continue it over right now. What do you think?
Schedule is so busy, Khalid. It will be very hard. You better send me in WhatsApp. I will look into this. If it's something that's interesting, I'll call you back. Sounds fair enough?
Ahmed, this sounds like you're really not interested, but you're being so nice to me and telling me that to drop you some stuff. Is that the fair statement?
Well, at the moment, I'm not much interested, but if you have something exceptional, I'm ready to consider.
Willing to consider? What does that mean?
Well, maybe I will buy it if there is something really good that will help me.
Okay, you know what? You seem like you're really very, smart person. You know when to buy and when to jump into something. So, are you open to, you said the schedule is busy. So you want me just not to talk to you or not to call you anymore, or would you like to schedule something, in the next week or so?
No, I appreciate you reaching out to me. Thank you very much, Khalid. You seem a nice person. Just drop me in WhatsApp. Then I will your option.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to drop you a WhatsApp. And if I don't hear back from you, I'm assuming that you're not interested. So I'm not going to reach out to you, or you won't reach out?
Definitely I will reply. Definitely. I will.
Definitely reply. Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, Ahmed. My 2 minutes are up, and I'll drop you a WhatsApp, and then I hear back.
This is what majority of people face in the real estate. So I really try to tell what most of them saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
This is what most of them are saying. So I try to simulate exactly the same, their behavior.
Good. Okay, good. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. And you did great. Everybody give Ahmed a big round of applause. Thank you. All right. So now what happened in this? What happened? What happened here?
I think, sorry.
I'm sorry. I took off.
It's okay. You were being a prospect. Prospect mislead. At first you said you're not interested, but then you said, if the offer was good, then you may consider, right?
Right.
So you went all the way from completely a no to a now possibly consider.
Yeah.
But forget about that stuff. What I want you to really get is a pattern interrupt here. The pattern interrupt here is I didn't come across as a salesperson in the beginning. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable making this call, right? But if you give me 1 minute out of your time, I'll tell you why I'm calling, and then you can decide if we should talk more or not, right?
Right. Yeah.
Does that make sense? You interrupted that pattern. I dropped that barrier, the wall, so that now he's not talking to a salesperson. Now he's talking to a person. Everybody understand? Yeah.
It's called familiarity.
Totally.
You created familiarity.
Familiarity. That's exactly right, Shadi. Thank you. So that's
you started to build up client relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By being honest, by being
honest.
Disarming honest. Excellent. All right, so let's move because we're running out of time. Spanner tough. Step number 2 is what we call it the pre-verbal agreement. Okay, pre-verbal agreement. What does that mean? Pre-verbal agreement means like
prior to signing any contract.
Yeah, before, like how many of you noticed I did a pre-verbal agreement with you today? It's like by the end of this call, the only decision you gotta make is what? Is whether you want to talk to us or not. That's it.
Yeah, correct.
I say that up front, okay? The same thing with Ahmed when I was talking to him. Just to give me 1 minute. By the end of the 1 minute, you can decide if you want to continue the conversation or not. That's a pre-verbal agreement. Now they know where you're going to go to. They know what's expected. They're not in their heads like, oh, what is he going to try to sell me? How much is going to cost? Well, all that stuff is going on in their head, okay? Step number 3 is what we call it pain. What's the word, please?
Pain.
Pain. Okay. So why do the people buy from you? They don't. They buy from you. Why? Just give me a couple examples. Why people buy from you?
You've built up a good relationship with your
Good
client.
relationships. What else? Shadi, you're muted.
You give solutions.
You offer them a good deal. You offer them a great deal.
You work for a great company. You have reputable, credibility, all that stuff. I want you to
credibility, qualifications.
This is all good stuff, but I want you to scratch it. I want you to scratch it. And I'm saying that from, coming from a good heart. I want to scratch it because people do not, because have you ever had a salesperson telling you, you know what, I work with a really lousy company. And this is just, I don't know what I'm doing. And the prices are high, but I'm hoping that you would buy from me.
Never.
They will never say that. They all say the same thing. We're the best, we're the greatest, we're the most experienced. Yes. So the reason why people buy from you is because of this step, is you want to find out their deep rooted pain, why they want to buy. And there's a method how to get there. All right. Step number 4 is now what we call it. We're going to go into the investment. Investment. Okay. Investment. Are they willing and able to invest? So far, have I did any presentation yet? No presentation yet. I didn't give them any information as far as the property yet. I'm still finding out if they are willing to enable, if they have pain yet. Okay. So are they willing and are they able to invest? Number 5, the decision. Who is the decision maker? How the decision-making process is done. How long in the past has it taken to make a decision? Who is, part of the decision maker? Who besides you make decisions when it comes to this? I want to find out everything around decision before I do the presentation. Because in the traditional selling, when do people find the decision maker? When?
You usually find after the negotiation.
Towards the end, towards the negotiation. And when do they find out if they have money or not? When? Correct. Towards the end.
When they say they got none,
Exactly. And that will be too late. Why? Because after working with them for like 60 days or 90 days,
no money.
You have no money. You try to get something back. You try to drop your prices. You try to negotiate. You try to give a lot of things away because you are trying to get some of your investment back. That's a bad time to find out about the investment or about the decision. Everybody understand? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So step number 6. Now I go into the presentation. Now that I find out that they are willing and able, now that I found out that they have pain, now that I know who the decision maker is, now I'll go into the presentation. Now I'll go and do the presentation, whatever I do presentation, okay? And the presentation is only, supposed to address their pain, not everything else. All right, I think with 3 minutes ahead, number 7 is now you want to go, what we call it is the goodwill. Which means is you want to get testimonials and you want to ask for referrals. Okay, basically you want to seed that in. So Ahmed, thank you for doing business with us. I really appreciate it. At some point, after everything is after that closes, would you be open to share with me some of your referrals so I can help people just the way I helped you? Would you be okay with that? Great, thank you. And would you be willing to give me a testimonial, maybe on LinkedIn or Facebook, anything like that? So it's important to see that goodwill, that you're not here just for a transaction, you're here for a long term. All right. So does that make sense, everybody? Yes.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Yes, but it's tough to do. It's tough to do. Most salespeople they wuss out. They deviate at step number 3, right here. So they over there, right there. So they deviate at step number 3 because they generate interest. People tell them, I need this, send me information, and they start giving them all the stuff, and then they get sucked into the buyer system. They miss out on their goals, on their family goals, on their dreams because they got sucked into this old system.
They wasted time.
Exactly. All right. So, my presentation is done. I apologize for being 5 minutes late, Ahmed. And now I'm just gonna do my 2-second commercial. You saw what you saw. You heard what you heard. Now the only thing that we ask from you is in the chat box, just type in either yes or no. Let's start with no first. What does no means? No means that you didn't get any value today, and that's okay. Just type in no, no problem. None hurt my feelings. No also could mean that you don't like me, and that's okay too. Type in no, right? Or no could be that whatever the challenges you're having right now in your sales is not that important, is not priority. Type no, no problem. But let's talk about what yes means. Yes means that you agree that you want to have a 45 minutes to 1 hour conversation via Zoom with us as Mindshift, and then we can discuss about your business, because we don't know if we really can help you or not. So you're just agreeing for 1 hour that we can sit together and we can explore if it makes sense for us to work together or not. That's it. All right. So with that being said, thank you for your energy. Thank you for your interaction you give us here today. And thanks for the opportunity to serve you.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you so much. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Khalid. That was amazing. I enjoyed this a lot. Thank you, everybody. Thank you who will be watching this after it will be published and written in text, in case if it will be written in text, because some of the webinars were written. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ms. Hind, for arranging this all. Thank you, all the REI staff. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Great job. Amazing.
Pleasure, Ahmad. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.